Wait, the trailer for the Minecraft movie? Hold on, wait, I gotta see this. I gotta check this out.
Oh my goodness!
If you're anything like me, this is the reaction that you had looking at the Minecraft movie trailer released on Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. This single sheep has been etched into my brain for days, and I need to talk about it. A Minecraft movie, for all intents and purposes, looks like a 2-pack of ass. I mean, I firmly believe that this is the worst possible direction that they could have gone in terms of the art style. But this Minecraft trailer, as terrible as it is, has me thinking about video game to film adaptations, and why so many of them have historically been really bad. And we're gonna talk about it. Welcome everybody to Tryin' Maiden. My name is Tryin', and if you like what you see, you should like and subscribe. First off, what specifically about the Minecraft trailer is bad? Well, I've identified 3 things that are not just my problems with the Minecraft movie on its own, but are also my problems with video game adaptations as a whole. And those are a misunderstanding of the source material, a mistranslation of the source material, and a misappropriation of the source material. Let's start with number 1. This misunderstanding of the original video game has plagued adaptations for years, and I do mean years. I mean, at the base level, there is a complete lack of comprehension of what made the original work so good. A lot of games that get chosen to be made into movies are popular, but don't really have any story. The reason why, say, Angry Birds got so big was because of the experience, not because of some sprawling narrative with deep character dramas. It is literally throwing birds out of a slingshot towards ramshackle structures with green pigs in them. And you made 2 movies out of this? But the absence of competence when it comes to stuff like that is super common, especially with a Minecraft movie. Why does Minecraft, the greatest game ever made, a game characterized by the fact that the story is literally whatever the player makes of it, need to have a movie adaptation? What's the point? The whole reason why I think it's the greatest video game ever made is because I have a hand in creating my own story. It's a journey that the player and the player alone goes through. No 2 Minecraft playthroughs will be alike. It's a unique feature that's really only found in games like Minecraft, and that gets watered down significantly if there's this pre-existing plot that holds it back. Shoving a linear storyline into a non-linear game doesn't work. To me, this shows the gravity of the corporate greed at play here, because these games don't need video game to film adaptations. Big studios don't care about what made a video game good, they just have dollar signs over their eyes and are like, hey, Minecraft's a bestseller, we can make $1 billion. But I guess that's just show business.
It was so ahead of its time. It had a story, they worked hard to figure it out, and it wasn't gender specific. It wasn't a boys cartoon or a girls cartoon or any of those things.
It was a talking dog, you know what I mean?
The second thing that I want to talk about is the mistranslation of video games to screen. And oh, is this a biggin'? When you imagine a video game, it's often goofy, silly, and or downright adorable. So, when putting said goofy, silly, and or downright adorable characters into a movie, you have to put them somewhere that matches their aesthetic. Like the real world, obviously. What were you thinking about? There's a very clear reason as to why most video game movies should be animated just based on principle. Look at this. This was the first and only attempt at putting Goombas in live action. These are meant to be the same thing. From Ugly Sonic to this Minecraft sheep, the wacky and wild world of video games just does not translate well into live action. Do you know why the most recent Mario movie was good? Because it accomplished the seemingly impossible. It made a video game world work well in a movie. Hell, the Angry Birds movies somehow got this right. With this new Minecraft trailer, they nailed the look of the game's environments. The strangely shaped hills, the diversity of the world's biomes, the hyper-realistic trees even look good to me. But as soon as you look at the mobs, as soon as the living creatures come into play, it all falls apart. The uncanniness of this is so palpable that I would like to jot this down as the worst game-to-screen visual adaptation that I have ever seen. Like, yeah, that's not a Goomba. I've never played a Mario game, and even I know that. But this is on a whole nother level of horror. A huge part of Minecraft's charm is that retro pixelated aesthetic, and this movie has scrubbed all of that away. And I'm frankly offended. I mean, the fleshy piglins, the furry llamas, I shudder to think about what the villagers are gonna look like. And the biggest thorn in this movie's side is the live action characters just existing in this blocky world. If you try to ignore Jason Momoa's Walmart lot lizard outfit everyone is terribly green screened in. Not only is there this level of an aesthetic clash between the realistic looking mobs while the world is still square, there's a second layer of clashception that comes with real people living in this hellish existence that someone would call Minecraft. I don't know who would, but someone did. Bad effects, bad world design, a complete and utter mistranslation. Alright, I got one more thing that I want to talk about, and it's one of the few things that I'm still holding out hope for this movie. It's storytelling. There's the potential for the Minecraft movie story to be great, but video game movie storytelling doesn't really have the greatest track record. It's a misappropriation of the source material that sucks the soul out of most films in this genre. Most games that get adapted to the big screen have to be truncated down to an hour-and-a-half to 2-hour runtime, which for a 10 to 15 hour game really cuts out a lot of storytelling potential. Take Portal 2 for example. Super short game. I beat it in a day, one of the best stories I've ever experienced in a video game. If this was to be adapted for the big screen, then a significant amount of the story would be lost. Even if the game is only around 5 hours long, you can't get rid of 3 of those. That's a lot that you're missing out on. However, just a misappropriation isn't enough when it comes to video game film writing. They're just bad scripts. These movies are not written well. They don't tell interesting stories. They're just taking basic plot ideas and erroneously stuffing them into a script machine that eventually creates a shit cube of a movie.
So, that's a cube of garbage.
And this is the case with most video game adaptations. But video game to screen adaptations aren't always a bad thing. While video game movies have been catastrophic failures across the board in pretty much every case, there are a few diamonds in the rough. The Fallout TV show is the primary example of a video game adaptation done well. It's the same basic idea as all of the movies that preceded it, an original story in a familiar world. But there's significantly more creative expression in this. It takes the time to explore the world, the characters, the story, and it builds them out similarly to how I think an actual Fallout game would. From the get-go, the Fallout show understood its source material pretty well. It understood the world, it understood the aesthetics, it understood everything that made the franchise good. And it worked hard to adapt that story into live action and make it work. And they told a good story to boot. Good video game adaptations can be done, but too many movie studios just see them as cash grabs. And while they may be right, because, you know, the Mario movie did make $1 billion, that doesn't make them automatically good. Now, I feel like the Minecraft movie has the potential to tell a good story. While there's a lot wrong with the trailer, it is just a teaser, so I don't want to make too many judgments right off the get-go. But from what little we got, it's not looking good. If you want my prediction, the Minecraft movie is going to be the next in a long line of bad video game adaptations. I mean, everything about it is off-kilter. It looks like garbage. It's a complete misunderstanding, mistranslation, and misappropriation of its source material. I don't think that they could have tried to make this movie look worse. I'm calling it now. A Minecraft movie will go down as the worst movie that I will have ever seen day one in theaters. Damn you, Warner Brothers, you got me again. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for watching, and hey, $1 a month, I do extra videos for channel members, and today's is something uber special. So if you want to support me directly, it would really mean a ton if you became a member. I wanted to shout out my big gamers, Pine the Sheep, Jay Raymond, and the chess team. Thank you guys so much, it really does mean the most, and I'll see all y'all next time. Peace!